comment, but we'll talk about bad comments.
Is a beer on a beat? Is a beer on a beat?
He's been in the news everywhere. I don't want to go to the controversy side of it. And I ask people to send in messages for me to ask you whatever they want me to ask you. But there's one question that you've answered so much, so I don't want to ask that question again about the movie you did with a lady. I promise I'm not going to ask about that. We're not going to be on that one way thing, you know. We're stepping on a new road, yeah. Yeah. You're looking good.
Thank you, I'll try.
How old are you now?
You don't want to know.
You still look the same.
Always.
What's the secret?
Vampire.
Okay, so Jim Iyke is here. Join us live on Facebook, Angel FM Kumasi 96.1. And I am speaking to my brother. Okay. One time a rapper, consistently an actor, entrepreneur, and a lot more. He's here and we're gonna have a talk. Okay, Jim, welcome to Kumasi.
Thank you, my
Kumerica.
Thank you.
You've already started having fun already.
Yeah, I've been having fun.
You've been to a lot of places as well.
Yeah, the promotion is taking us across different parts of town, so naturally we've been all over.
Any side attraction?
Yeah, Kumasi is an old historic city. I like the vibe. I like the fact they've not lost their architectural background, the culture, and generally the vibe of the people. Kumasi is Kumasi world over, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it's special here.
How many times have you been here?
Twice. The first time I came,
I
came for a business deal. We flew in the afternoon with some strange guys. The deal didn't go well. There's a franchise that I was involved in. We're trying to start. It's a fast food joint, so we're trying to start a branch here.
Okay.
It didn't work out well. The gentleman in question that made promises didn't come through, so I took my partners back.
Wow. So it was going to be an investment to boost Kumasi in terms of business-wise.
Absolutely. We came in 10 o'clock. By 4 o'clock, we were sure it's not going to happen. We flew out by 5.
Did you get pissed?
No, it's business. I
Business.
don't take it personal. The guy came through later with something else because he also relied on a local.
Okay.
That promised. So it wasn't our contact's fault.
Okay.
But we wish he did more research before we flew in because the guys that brought in were heavyweights.
Okay.
And you have to take your heavyweights only to places that you're sure the deal is 100%.
And how long has it been down?
7 years.
7 years now.
Yeah, I moved back to America 2 years after that, so I was away for 5 years, and that happened 2 years before then. So 7 years. Yeah.
And after 7 years, would you consider his proposal one day?
No, that deal is moved on. These guys are the kind of guys. Once it doesn't work, you don't want to talk about that deal again.
Okay.
Yeah, it will rub them the wrong way. And their financiers, they're top of their game. They don't have time for slackers.
It's been erased.
I'm not even supposed to talk about it. I can't talk about it. You can only talk about new things after that.
Oh, okay. I followed you when you started moving out in Nigeria. At a point, I saw you step outside. You saw some of your billboards, and you walked out, took some videos, short videos and pictures. You were so proud of yourself of what you've come out with it. And how do you do it? Walk out freely, with that, enthusiasm. I watch you. How do you do it?
That was 6 a.m.
6 a.m.?
Yes, 6 a.m. A lot of people, I woke up, I had a meeting at my office for 7. So that was 6 a.m. Really. A lot of people, it was a traffic jam. So a lot of people were still dealing with the traffic. That is enough distraction for them.
Then you caused a lot of traffic as well.
We saw a billboard and I'm like, we're promoting back coming. That's when we just started promoting back coming.
Yeah.
So I thought, let's start with the disruption from here. So I came and took a quick picture and, it was a thing of pride. Because we walked out for this one. To see it on that extremely large billboard it was something special.
Yeah. Putting your movie on Times Square billboard, would you call that one as the craziest thing you've ever done in your life?
Financially, one of the craziest things. I've done stuff that brought me to ground zero financially, and I had to pick up all over again. So nah, that's by far not the craziest thing I've done. But there's a friend of mine that was running his mouth, and I didn't like it. Don't run your mouth around me. I don't like that. Well, I was hanging out with him, and he was one of the first set of people that saw bad comment because there was a special effect we did in New York.
Okay.
So when they finished it that morning, we took it out, and he was saying this is the best film he's ever seen from Africa. Everything was saying was Africa.
Africa.
I'm like, hold up, man. Come on, man. I mean,
It's not
why are
only
we not
Africa.
saying this is one of the best films you've seen? He said, no, man. He started this comparison and all that. He said, for instance, man, I mean, no matter how big it is, understand this. Okay, like this is war stage. It's not war stage yet. I said, what do you consider war stage? He said, this is war stage.
Okay.
I told him in 2 weeks he will shut up. And then I asked, how much will it take to put my film up there? They told me. I did it.
You did it.
Yeah.
It cost you a lot.
Hell yeah. So I called him next week and drove him down there and said,
Come down here,
now
man.
you will shut up.
Now change your statement.
Now he changed his statement right there.
Right there.
Right there. Like, okay, now we have an African film up here at the billboard in New York Times Square.
He's still not going to move out the African.
He had, but this time it was Africa on the war stage.
In the war stage.
So we put a camera on his face and like say it again. He said,
Say it.
now we have an African film right here at the Times Square. Best thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Jima. I said, okay, that's a lot better. So we had it for 3 weeks.
Oh,
So it's supposed to be 1 week.
Okay.
We had it for 3 weeks so that any African that's coming out to Times Square will see it and understand that
Yeah.
we're retelling our story in a different dimension.
People say you are crazy. At that moment, I admitted that yes, you are crazy. Because seeing your movie on the billboard and also walking on the streets, I watched the video and then I was like, yes, I am admitting now my guy is crazy.
Yeah, it's creative craziness. We've lost our mind to this game. I'm crazy about us moving forward. I'm crazy about our persuasion on a place that we rightly deserve.
Yeah.
And for long, we've been seconded and we've been left behind on so many conversations in the world. Our creativeness is not different. I still think when I see musicians, I get really proud when I see musicians, like I see their pictures up there at Times Square. And I know that it took the international labels and others to put it out there, you know? So I thought, if these people think us worthy to be put up there, I mean, what is our people doing? Well, how do they understand the height that we're pursuing? How do they understand the trajectory that we're hoping to go? So I was looking at this in terms of movies. I'm like, okay, this is going to happen in another 2 years.
Yeah.
Why are we waiting for 2 years? And when it can happen now?
Yeah.
And that's my definition of craziness.
Okay. Talking about Africa, let me ask this. You guys toil a lot to get to where you are now, and then looking back to Africa, most of the people attribute your enjoyment when after hustling, they attribute it to fake life and stuff. I know whether if you hear those things and they say celebrities are they live in fake lives. How do you feel when you hear people attribute your enjoyment to such fake life?
It's because I agree with them. The realism for a lot of people have become what you might term as the social media space. People live a life of great discomfort in order to look good there. But people forget that it's easy to look rich. Very easy. The easiest thing I've seen in my life is to look rich.
Easiest thing?
It's the easiest thing. If I say I earn about 20, 30, 50,000 cedis per month, I can afford a very good car. I can probably afford a really nice home. I can also, one way or the other, afford very good clothes. And if I'm audacious and I'm dedicated to posting really nice pictures on social media, I can convince you that I'm a multi-millionaire.
Sure.
You understand? I can borrow friends' cars, I can hang out in certain places, travel first class.
Just to prove a point.
Yes. But most of those niggas are broke.
Oh, really?
Real wealth, real riches is not what you pile up in your bank account. It's the investment portfolio that you've garnered. It's the people that speak into your ear that understand the dynamism of financial literacy. It is the wealth that you've created. It's the legacy that if you don't work for 2 years, are you going to be fine?
No.
No, so I don't work sometimes 5 years. I don't shoot films for 5 years. I've not shot a film for 5 years.
Yeah.
But the understanding is that what are your alternatives? What are the secondary incomes that you set up? What kind of portfolio? Can you make money while you sleep? That is the real definition of being comfortable, being financially literate.
Okay.
You know, because once you begin to set up these secondary sources of income, okay, you're building a legacy. Can you rightfully say that your kids can pursue any dream they want? They will not live overboard, but they have enough to give them not only the best, access to education, but enough to start their dreams. I will never give my kid enough to make them excessive. Never.
Okay.
I don't care if I have Mark Zuckerberg money. I will never give everything to my kids. I will give my boys enough to open the doors, the biggest doors in the world, but I will never give them enough never to work.
Okay.
Never.
That's opportunities.
Yes, I'll give them opportunities. Once I understand what they are put on earth to do, the purpose God put them on earth, that they were designed for, I can open the doors at the highest level. But I'll never do it enough that they will not be able to work for the rest of their lives. There are certain kinds of money, and I have friends like that. I even have an uncle that's like that. They have so much, they've taught their kids to understand that they don't have to work.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I respect people like Davido.
Okay.
Because as we sit in this room, how many of us are ready to put in the hustle he does if we know that our father is worth almost $1 billion?
But he's still hustling.
He's still hustling harder than you and I. You can't owe Davido money. He'll come after you. He treats 1 million naira the same way he treats $1 million. Yes, he's very proficient in his pursuits, and I like that. So the understanding is that I've never allowed myself get comfortable. Never. Comfort is where visions and dreams go to die. Okay, so everything I do is to keep myself uncomfortable. Every time that I'm beginning to understand in my head that I'm attaining that level of comfort, I reach higher, I reach further. I inconvenience myself to understand better what I want to do. I had a deal. There's an ex-girlfriend that set up a deal just recently.
One of the exes.
Yes, an ex-girlfriend. Please don't quarrel with your exes. That's the idea of this story.
You shouldn't.
No, don't. You never know which door that will open. Now make a point.
But I asked you something. One of the exes.
One of the exes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we kept talking. Her opening line was that I have a deal from my boss. I can't do the deal because it goes against, it contravenes my contract. I can't give it to my man because he doesn't understand business the way you do.
Okay.
I know how much you love business and how much you love money. So it's only fair I give it to you. Then I'll cut my boyfriend. I thought that was the greatest praise I've received in a long time. Because this is somebody that he didn't end too well. But she also understood that when she got an opportunity, that I'm probably the most proficient person that will make it happen. So she brought it. I brought in a cousin of mine, and we made it happen.
Okay.
It worked well. So when we met again in New Jersey with the other partners, the white boys that made it happen, we sat in there. The first thing we thought at that level of the returns was that we're going to go to a club, wild out, celebrate. But all these guys were concerned about was, okay, so what are you doing next?
Okay.
What do you really do? They weren't interested in the celebrity. And I mean, I'm not as big as the people they've met.
Yeah, they were particular about the aftermath.
What is the aftermath? What after this now? What are you pursuing? What can we be a part of next? And we had to start lying there to keep up. Because I mean, all our dreams of going to go and celebrate died there. This is a different level, a different realm. Where these are things, that money that we made is probably what kind of money those guys make every week. For us, yeah. There are those kind of level of boys. Those white boys that wear khakis and funny T-shirts and then funny